Welcome to the Whole My Cape podcast, the movie news and reviews show.
Hi guys, what is up? Welcome to the Whole My Cape podcast, the movie news and reviews show. I'm one of your hosts, Fish, and I'm joined by
Cyborg.
Thought it'd be a bit different this week. See if I can change up the intros. I am.
God, you two were exciting.
Shut the fuck up. I started watching. I started watching a new TV show this week.
Well,
It's not new. It came out in 2018. It's called The Rookie. Anyone heard of this?
I have not.
I think I might have if you give a bit of detail.
Nathan Fillion is just come out of a divorce and wants to turn his life around. So what he does is he joins the LAPD. Like obviously goes through all the training and stuff, but he's like 40-year-old. He's like the oldest rookie ever. And it's about like a guy with like obviously 40 years life experience going into the police force. It's really good actually. The characters are done really well. Each episode's not like it's not the usual. Oh, there's one big crime with saw this big crime out in this episode. It's like a multiple different crimes. It follows mainly Nathan Fillion's character, who is can't remember his name in the show. Can't remember the character's name. Officer Nolan. But there's two other rookies as well. There's Officer West, whose father is like the captain of the commander of the internal affairs, so he's like a legacy sort of deal. And there's I always remember the girl's name. There's a woman and she just wants to be captain of she was a police captain one day. And then basically each rookie gets assigned a TA training officer and get taught. It's all about them getting taught how to be a police person in the LAPD. It's little bits of funny in it, but it can be very dramatic. It can be very serious. But obviously Nathan Fillion brings his own charisma to stuff like this anyway, doesn't he? So I've not actually watched any films this week. I've been watching The Rookie instead.
Fair enough.
Really good.
How much did you watch?
So far I am about halfway through season 1. There's like 20 odd episodes a season. So on IMDb, the first two seasons on average, I've got about an 8.5 rating overall on IMDb. Season 3 apparently goes downhill a bit after the first episode, but it's only 4 episodes in, so hopefully it'll pick.
Did you start watching that Ozark as well?
Who?
Ozark. Is it Ozark?
No.
That thing that.
No, they were talking about it in the Discord. I was going to, but I completely forgot about it, so I didn't. What have you been up to?
I haven't watched it either. I was just wondering if you had and what you thought of it.
No. Have you been up to much?
No, not really.
No.
Snowing.
Built a snowman?
I did.
Did you build a snowman, Tom?
I built 6.
So, did you build a snowman, Simon?
I tried, but the snow just wouldn't get together. I fucking tried. All right.
Look at my bright white face.
Snow won't go together.
Every time I managed to get a massive bit of snowball that big, and whenever I went to pick it up, it would just collapse. When I tried picking it up,
You don't just go. You have to like jam it in.
I was trying. I know how to build a fucking snowman. I used to do
Well, clearly you don't.
Don't tell me how to build this fucking snowman.
I think
You haven't built one, so I've got no thing.
Somebody needs to tell you.
I built many when I was a
Man's
kid.
still alive in garden. We took his outfit though because hat was freezing. Obviously,
You and Mook were in nappies when I was making snowmen.
How old are you?
29.
Right, so you were 2 when I was born. So probably
I said
snowman.
Technically, you're both in nappies.
I was mentioning. I said
Probably.
Tom and I meant Tom and Mook, not you Fish.
It wasn't snow he was making the snowman out of.
No, it was nappies apparently.
Yellow snow.
Imagine a snowman with the Simon beard. That'd be good to do.
Prick.
So you've been up to much? I've already asked you. You've been up to much, Tom?
Built 6 snowmen. Enjoyed the snow. Other than that, nothing really.
And I like to save Simon's interesting weekly stories till last. What did you
Hey,
do other than try to build a snowman this week?
Well, I actually I tried streaming, but the connection was just causing a lot of crap. So I thought, fuck it, just end the stream. And then I've watched the film Axel about the robotic military dog and the
I've seen that.
guy who tries to be well, he's actually a good motocross guy. Really good film, actually. Definitely recommend it. It was on Now TV.
I don't have no TV.
But I'm now I'll watch it. Now I've watched it. I actually think that I might have seen it already. Like, but I couldn't remember if I'd watched it. But it was a good film.
Oh.
I really enjoyed it. What else? It's not just been playing PlayStation and keeping the house tidy. That's it. Boring, really.
Do. Well, let's get straight into the news. Don Cheadle's War Machine would appear in Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Oh,
Hang on. He said something. I don't know who he said this to.
did you like the War Machine that they've got now, or the War Machine? The guy who played Rhodey in the first Iron Man.
I like him now. I
The
think
new
it's
one's
all right.
better.
Don
It's
Cheadle.
not greedy bugger.
Yeah.
I think they should have just give him a chance. The first one, because I thought he played Rhodey quite well.
So-
asking for
They did give him a
money,
chance, and he asked for a lot of money.
Yeah.
Well, they could afford it.
No,
No.
not back then.
He
They
wanted,
couldn't.
he wanted
Well,
to be
not-
paid more than Tony Stark, didn't he? He wanted to be paid
Yeah.
more than Robert Downey Jr. Or he was paid more, and then he wanted even more than that.
Yeah. So he said to Bro Bible. I've not heard of Bro Bible. I'm reading this off IGN, but I haven't heard of Bro Bible. It's really a fun and interesting, and by all imagination, completely open-ended. This can go anywhere, Cheadle said. It's great. I can't wait to get in the room with the writers and figure out how all those things, in brackets, connecting Armor Wars to the MCU, happen. You know, Rhodey shows up in Falcon and the Winter Soldier show. So it can be a lot. Then it goes on. So basically, the theory is that it was just an accident, and that he shouldn't have said anything.
Yeah,
But speaking of this, we obviously got a trailer this week.
yeah, I saw
watched-
that. It looked quite good.
It looks really good, yeah. But I haven't. I didn't take any notes. I've not watched it in a while.
Well, I took a little bit of notice of it.
I don't know.
I was watching.
Any notes.
Oh, notes.
Like
Oh, I
writing,
didn't-
like
I didn't write
down
any
and that,
notes.
Writing.
Yeah, I didn't take any notes either. But I noticed that both Falcon and Winter Soldier both threw the shield, Captain America's shield. They both had hold of it.
Yeah, it was edited to look like he caught it, wasn't it? After Falcon threw it though.
Yeah,
But obviously that we don't know what the context. He could have thrown it, could bounce back. Falcon could have caught it, and then Bucky could throw it, and then
Yeah.
that's where he catches it. Whatever.
Like frisbee or something.
Yeah. Oh, they could just be standing at each end of the garden.
I don't know.
Just frisbeeing it to each other.
No, the superheroes? Why would they stand at each end of the garden? They could like stand in one room, and someone else stand in another room, and they bounce it off the walls and play frisbee like that.
Oh yeah, you just bounce around the house. Boom, 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 boom.
What, then do a lot of drywall work after?
Yeah.
Well, not really. If they're Avengers, they'll make the house out of fucking vibranium.
Anyway, so what do you think of Donny Boy being in the show? Mook, you go first. Simon's been talking.
Well, there's also rumours that he might be in Wandavison.
Oh yeah, because there was the whole aero engineer thingy, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously that's a character that built up a bit, and it looks like they're going to appear in episode 7, which is the next one.
Ooh.
So
Look
it could be a
forward
link.
to that.
It could end up being like the character who just is in all of them. Maybe, who knows? Because
Yeah.
you know, like how the Rosario Dawson's in all of the Netflix Marvel shows. Maybe he's going to be the MCU's version of the.
Yeah, it would be nice to see him in all the sideline films.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it should be good for having him in there. Not long to go till that's out now as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Come out in March, innit?
Yeah.
What do you... Tom?
Yeah.
You get lost?
No, I'm trying to close this. It keeps popping up and doing my thing.
What do you think of Donny Boy being in Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
I mean, it's more characters in it, so it's more sort of they'll sort of bounce off each other and that. So I think it's good. Makes it a bit more interesting.
Yeah, I agree.
On the timing, clearly itching to say something about what would you think about Donny Boy?
Like I do think that it is good that he should be in all the like the smaller series or films. Like
He's got his own show, hasn't he? Armor Wars. It's not out yet, but it hasn't even got a release date yet. But
I know that, yeah.
that's like his show, I think. And it just adds an extra military head in there, doesn't it? That we
Yeah,
already know. So I've got another one. Zack Snyder's Justice League is officially R-rated for violence and Batman's fuck word.
Ooh.
Wow, he actually swears.
Well, the other big news for the Zack Snyder Justice League is the pictures went out of Jared Leto's Joker,
Oh yeah,
looking a lot more Heath Ledger-like.
looking a lot more serious, wasn't he? Rather than the fucking shite that we got in Suicide Squad.
True.
We're getting a trailer tomorrow as well. Obviously, the 14th, we're getting a full Justice League trailer, and in the teaser for the trailer, we got a little snippet of Batman standing in front of the Joker, wasn't it? The same as the pictures that they put out, I think.
The Zack Snyder trailer.
Yeah, I
Teaser
sent a link
trailer.
to it in the.
I didn't see the joke, but I saw the black suited Superman.
Yeah, Black Superman's in there as well.
I thought that looked pretty cool, like, but obviously I think he's going to be like an evil Superman. Like he turns bad, and that's when he gets his blackness from.
Do you want me to? I can teach you about the black suit Superman if you want.
Not right now.
It'll only take a couple of seconds.
All right then.
It's basically the black suit Superman's black suit is because when he dies in the comics, he obviously comes back to life because it's Superman. But the black suit is black because it takes in more radiation from the sun to power him up faster. So
Fair enough.
essentially, I think that's all it does. Obviously, he has a mustache, beard, and mullet as well in the comics, but we don't get that sadly. We don't get Henry Cavill rocking a mullet in the.
I don't think people would approve of a mullet in this time.
What?
This time of the year, like this year. I mean, it's 2021. No one wants to see a mullet.
Maybe that's why you're wearing a hat. Have you got a mullet, Simon?
No, I haven't.
What do you think? What do you think anyway of it being R-rated? It says it's for violence as well. Obviously, it's not just Batman's F-bomb.
I think it's good.
It's good.
There should be more R-rated films. You don't see many action films that are R-rated now. Like Deadpool, that should have been R-rated.
It was R-rated. You dick. R-rated in the UK is a 15 because we're fucking manly and we can handle that shit.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
We don't need your fucking R-rating. You eat for everybody. Oh, that's a gaming thing, isn't it? But yeah, we're just a bit more tough over here with our censorship.
I can't wait for Deadpool 3, to be honest.
Yeah. Anyone else got anything else? Anyone else got anything else to say about the R rating?
Tom?
The only thing I'll say about it is, like, obviously, because the other Justice League movies were dreadful, if they're going to make it R-rated, they've got to at least make it, like, Marvel standard and not, like, bugger it up. They've got to actually make a proper good Justice League movie.
I wouldn't be surprised if this film was shit, to be fair, but I don't want it to be. I just wouldn't be surprised if it was.
Well, we hope it's going to be better than the last one that they
Why
did.
have you got a roll of toilet roll?
Because I got a cold fish.
Right.
And I don't have any tissues.
Tom missed that joke.
Speaking of Justice League, though, ties into a bit of some news, which was, I don't know how recent the news was actually. I only heard about it recently. That Joss Whedon, loads of people have come out saying that he's terrible to the staff on the projects he has.
Oh yeah.
And that, well, from what I heard, from what I gathered about the situation, Ray Fisher, who plays Cyborg in Justice League, who has now left the DC EU, he put out some message on social media saying that Joss Whedon was awful to the staff on the Justice League project, and it was bullying and a toxic atmosphere, and that he hated everything about it, and that he was speaking out about it. And then some people think that because he spoke out about it, and the higher ups at DC don't want that to be public knowledge. That's why they got rid of Ray Fisher as Cyborg. But then this female actress who worked on Buffy the Vampire Slayer and its spin-off series Angel, which were Joss Whedon projects, she came out and she said that she stands with Ray Fisher, and she's like, yeah, when he said that, I realised I can't stay silent anymore, and that on those shows he used to be bullying to the staff, and that, like, when she became pregnant, he was like doing stuff to make her life misery, and asking her if she's going to get rid of the baby, and asking her, like, calling her fat, and making sure he deliberately like called her at like awkward hours of the morning and stuff like that.
What a dick.
So yeah, Joss Whedon's people are calling him out saying he's terrible.
I think
stuff.
Probably cancel culture will be all over him for doing that, to be fair.
Yeah. I mean, we like him for Avengers and Avengers Age of Ultron, I suppose. But it is not nice to hear these things, is it?
You can't be like that in the film
Oh,
industry.
no, absolutely.
It's not...
But just glad it's come
like
now.
Ray
not
Fisher
like
said in his
Avengers.
comments. He said he was speaking out because he was like, there's got to be accountability, and being held accountable has got to be above entertainment. He's like, you can't just have entertainment and have people that are in big positions of importance, like directors, being able to just bully their way around things.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's strong enough that he's called out, and he's basically lost his job in the DCEU for it, Ray Fisher.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm not sure if what's happened with Joss Whedon. I don't know what the situation with him is.
No, but all basically for calling out somebody else for doing something wrong, he's been fired. Sounds a bit familiar, doesn't it? There's something else we're going to talk about a bit later on. So yeah, but obviously all that aside, I think unless it's going to be stupid, like stupid bad, then I suppose Justice League being R-rated is probably a good thing.
Yeah.
Because Batman, especially, is supposed to be obviously one of the more brutal characters, and Darkseid's in this, and he's supposed to be a brutal character in the comics, especially in the animated films. If you've seen
Who's Darkseid?
I'll tell you later. If you've seen Justice League Apocalypse, the animated film, it's absolutely brutal, and it might, if it goes down that line, it'd be pretty cool.
I don't know.
So, MCU Fantastic Four origin Wandavison theory has been debunked by the showrunner. I read through this, and I found the quote. Some Screen Rant. The showrunner says, "I have to tell you that oh no, it's gone off. CMBR, it was a coincidence when when I was putting my pitch together, I was trying to figure like what's the science behind a broadcast? How does it even work? When I was in college, I had a friend who, this is a long fucking quote, but basically it's just a coincidence. I'm not reading. Look at this. It's fucking
But what
right
what's
as
the point?
fuck.
What's the point?
So basically, the gist is that obviously everyone's like, "Oh, Mr. Fantastic's an aero scientist, engineer, thingy." He mentions astronauts going to space and in the blip, being evaporated by the blip. Sorry. Right at the beginning, I think episode 4 was it episode 5 when you see the first one where it's set outside of the show with sword. They mention astronauts going to space, and obviously that's a part of the Fantastic Four's origin story. But he's come out and said basically it's just a coincidence that lines up like that. There's a big quote on.
I doubt they'll try and put Fantastic Four in it. They've already tried like.
They are remaking the Fantastic Four.
Well, I have
It's
heard.
Why remake it? It's every time they've done it.
I have heard
Marvel
that,
haven't done it themselves, have they? It's always been somebody else.
Well, I haven't heard. I've seen on Facebook somewhere that they're trying to get Jessica Alba to reprise her role and Chris Evans to reprise their role of the Fantastic Four.
It could come in the multiverse.
Flame.
The Human Torch, Simon.
Human Torch, yeah.
Flame on!
Yeah, I keep thinking of that instead of the Human Torch. And then Invisible Girl.
Yeah, I don't have much Fantastic Four knowledge, but obviously the first 2 Fantastic Four films were made by Fox. And now Disney owns Fox. So they have the rights back home at Marvel, as it were. So, yeah.
I mean, would you want Jessica Alba back playing Invisible?
No, I wouldn't either. I don't mind if she comes back as like some sort of multiverse thing, and that would especially be good for Chris Evans. But if they're the like MCU Fantastic Four, like that's just weird. Because why would you bring back like a crap Fantastic Four group from a crap Fantastic Four film to be the MCU Fantastic Four?
Hang on,
better than the reboot, isn't it?
Yeah.
The first Fantastic Four was better than the fucking reboot. Reboot was shit.
I've just said, you dickhead.
If the choice is, would you want them back or would you want Marvel to recast the Fantastic Four and start the Fantastic Four from scratch? I'd rather than make an attempt at doing the Fantastic Four from scratch. I'd take that risk of them because Marvel could mess it up and do an awful Fantastic Four, but that's a risk I'd be willing to take. But then again, as I said, the Marvel are prepping the multiverse in a lot of ways, and if they bring back Chris Evans as Human Torch and the old Fantastic Four back in that way, why not? That would be quite cool to see.
Yeah. Anyone else got anything else to say about that?
Tom?
I'd probably say no, just because.
Well, speaking about the multiverse, I don't know if any of you saw the news properly. I only saw it like the headline. Tom Holland's apparently said that the multiple Spider-Man thing is nonsense.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
I've seen that as well.
I kind of hope it's not true though. I kind of hope he's just trying to throw us off, and then when it does, the multiverse thing does come out, and then you see Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield alongside Tom Holland. I think it'll be amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't read any further into it, but it does seem strange because these multiple Spider-Man's been talked about for ages now, and they've only just come out and said, "Oh, it's nonsense." So it does make me think, why would you leave it so late to say?
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
And sometimes, like, they always do this where the Marvel actors will say stuff that's like deliberately false just to.
They've got to say stuff to throw people off.
Well, I probably think he's probably been told off because he almost spoiled the movie, didn't he? Give hints to it last time. So I think they told him off and just said, "Don't say anything."
Yeah,
that's the thing though. Tom Holland's like always been the one. It's been hard for him not to say anything about the movie that's coming out, and he's always like leaked something. But I think Endgame, I think he didn't, or Infinity War, I don't think I think he managed to keep quiet.
It was Mark
I
Ruffalo,
remember
wasn't
seeing
it? That
something.
was like, oh, wait for this one, everybody dies. That was that was Mark.
Yeah.
That was Mark Ruffalo.
I think though they do it on purpose. I think because a few of them do it. Like even the WandaVision actors have been doing it, and Mark Ruffalo, who plays a Hulk, he does it as well. Is it Mark Ruffalo? I think it's Mark
Yeah.
The Hulk,
Yeah. They always do it where they'll say something mad like that, and I think they do it on purpose. I think they get told to do it on purpose because they know that if any Marvel actor says stuff like that, headlines all over the place. So it gets you loads of positive attention, doesn't it?
I think it might have started off at first
Game of
as an
Thrones
accident.
actors did it as well, didn't they? They spot a lot of stuff. Or like
Yeah.
tried to spot them.
I'll tell you what is mad though. You know, Thanos was in the Goonies.
See background, he goes,
What? Who has?
I'm inevitable.
He
What
was
was the main character?
No, he was.
Josh Brolin was the big brother, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was the one that sort of was doing that with that thing, and then got tied up with him.
Yeah.
Anybody else got anything else to say about the news? Anyone got any more news? Because I've got a big piece of news, but it's going to take.
Is it the thing that I think that you think it is?
I'm going to talk about Gina in a second.
Yeah, that's the one.
News.
Got anything else other than the Gina news?
Shia LaBeouf got for being an arsehole. He got kicked off a movie set or something.
Oh, he
Who?
got fired, didn't he?
Yeah,
Can't remember what he got
Shia
fired
LaBeouf.
for.
He's just been like
Sam
the person who
Witwicky.
was doing the
Oh.
movie with him or whatever. Basically said, "Oh, I have a no arsehole tolerance policy," and he was just being like Shia LaBeouf. So he got kicked off.
You mean Shia LaBeouf?
That's what he said, Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah.
Sounds like he said Charlotte Buff.
Charlotte Buff. Yeah, I can't remember what the film was, but he got kicked off a set for something, didn't he? For being a dick. So I just bit my lip. I have a big piece of news. Are you ready for this?
Controversial.
Are you ready
Oh,
for
hang
this?
on. There is one bit of it's not really news, but it's a rumor that could end up being another case of the fans having convincing a studio to do something good, which is kind of WandaVision based. But there's been calls online for Jimmy Woo to have his own X-Files type show where every week he tackles a
Yeah, I saw
different
that.
mystery.
Forgot about that.
I'd watch that.
I want a Jimmy Woo action figure.
Apparently, Marvel have sort of seen that and they're considering it now. So they might not do it or whatever, but that's a good.
Yeah,
if it
'cause
happens, I think that'd be a good thing to watch.
Did the actor say, "Oh, this is a good idea," and then the director of WandaVision picked it up and was like, "I'm going to make a pitch out of this or something"?
No, did he?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh,
So
and also actually, that's something I just noticed. Captain Marvel 2's main villain's been announced, or the actress has been announced.
right.
Oh yes, I saw
Who's
that today.
A woman called Zor Aston is going to be playing the villain in the Captain Marvel 2.
Never heard of her.
I don't know who has, but
Let's search on IMDb. Enter. What's the name?
oh, sorry, it's Zor Aston, which is Zawe Ashton.
Oh, there it is. Not a clue. Picture of her with Tom Hiddleston and the guy that plays Daredevil and some other guy I've never met. I say never met as if I have no idea who this woman
That's
is.
a while off. Apparently, they're aiming for a November 11th, 2022 release date for that film.
Oh, she's in a film called Blitz with Jason Statham, which I have seen, but I don't remember from it.
No, I don't remember either.
But she's going to be the main villain. So,
Yeah.
Right, so big piece of news here. You ready?
I'm ready.
Ready for this?
Tom, you ready? You ready for this news?
Yeah, I'm prepared.
Oh, you make you look so fucking excited.
Right, so can you see Black Panther now? Yeah.
Yeah,
See me mouse? Yeah.
Wakanda.
Here we go. Whoa! I pressed the wrong button. Come on. You're fired.
No,
Yeah, so Gina, go on to our second name.
Gina Carano.
Gina Carano has been sacked by Disney. But basically, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you all the difference between this, what Disney did to her, and what Disney did to that other guy, James Gunn.
One that-
Obviously, James Gunn got sacked for 10-year-old tweets, and he got sacked straight away, didn't he? Like, he got sacked with no warning, just booted off. But in the month of November 2020, Gina
Bit of fucking
You made-
PowerPoint. bloody hell.
Fucking hell.
Gina made a
feel like I'm in
post on social media about
College, whatever again.
about the pandemic being a hoax and being a Democrat plot. Guess what? Disney did not fire her. No, Disney did not fire Gina, old G, for this.
Gina.
Then, still, in November 2020, Gina posted on social media that the election was rigged. I don't give a shit. It could have been whatever. I don't care. But that's not a nice thing to say, is it? But still,
No, but to be fair, she has a right to say that. It's her own. it's
Dina
like,
did not get
freedom of
fired by
speech and that.
Disney.
I mean, everyone's
Disney.
entitled to their own opinion.
Disney did not fire her. Yeah, but this is obviously it's a big thing over there, isn't it?
big thing around the world. To be fair,
Anyway,
Yeah, but like,
Yeah, but you've also got to think though. Yeah, everyone's entitled to their own opinion.
oh
but
yeah,
also that
absolutely.
means-
No, absolutely.
No. But that means also Disney are entitled as a company to hire and fire as they like. Like, for example, we all work in the same place. If we started posting like horrifically racist things on social
not-
media
no, but that's
for,
not
for
racist.
everyone to
It's saying
see.
that,
No, I'm,
Democrats,
I'm saying
rigged
as another
election.
example. We
Yeah,
could
yeah.
all be fired for what we put on social media
So,
if it was bad enough, and
Still,
it caused the company damage.
still
Hmm.
in November 2020, Gina made statements on social media that took the doodads out of the transgender community, adding beep bop boop to her bio. Now, obviously, there's the whole thing. Oh, she was referring to R2D2, but later on, she did actually come out and say it wasn't an R2D2 reference. It was a transgender community
The
community
technical.
reference.
since when
And-
did transgender people go beep bop boop?
That's the point, Simon. They
I
don't.
think- I think she's trying to.
she was
say,
taking
like,
she was taking the
it's,
piss.
She didn't believe in it. Basically,
Yeah.
all these people.
It's meant to be just taking the mick out of people who put pronouns in their bios.
Yeah. Anyway, guess what? Disney did not fire her.
You've put a lot of work into this, and I'll tell you what. Fucking round of applause for it. Like, this is
Hey,
brilliant.
this isn't Microsoft. This isn't Microsoft Office PowerPoint.
No.
This is Libre Presentation.
They sponsor Libre Presentation.
Now
Look
in-
at this.
In late
Oh my god! What
November
bloody hell.
2020, Disney met up with our last Gina and her reps, including her agency at UTA. This was to implore she shut the fuck up on social media, and I've done a typo. And they get her, and they got her to understand her actions reflect not just her, but obviously the company that she is hired and paid to represent on the TV.
on the two?
On the
I mean-
TV. And they didn't fire her. I didn't put that in this page because I didn't think it was necessary. 'cause
I
it's
think
just
the
a meeting.
reasons why they didn't fire her after all that is because they know that if they did fire her after all that, she would have kicked their ass because she's an ex MMA fighter.
Oh, yeah, of course. Oh, yeah, absolutely,
All they should have done
Simon.
is
Absolutely. What you do is
no.
right when you're in a room, a boardroom with millionaires, right, who run Disney and represent Disney. I just
who
punch
could have
them
you literally wiped off the face of the
I
earth.
just punched
no one
them,
even
right?
find the body or evidence.
and get sued. Anyway, so they just so they got her and her UTA, which is her agency, come together, and I did put it in this slide. I didn't put it in the next one. Gina made promises.
I love how he changed his background. Right? It's always something new. And
Yeah,
then, like,
quite good though.
is
I
that
like
bit of
it.
beans or little hams?
I don't know. It's like a brick, like a roof.
Oh, it's glitched. It's
sort of
glitched.
pattern.
It's like,
Anyway.
yeah, it's like a roof tile.
So Gina promised to calm down.
But
And
it's
she made a
glitched.
statement.
All I can see is Disney. Oh, it's gone now.
Anyway, Gina promised and made a statement, and the statement said, Pedro Pascal helped me to understand
Okay.
why people put them in their bios. I didn't know before, but I do now, and I won't be putting them in my bio, but good for you all who choose to. I stand against bullying, especially the most vulnerable, and freedom to choose. That last bit doesn't make sense, but I did copy it word for word off a website.
Fair enough.
So she's come out. She said this. They've warned her 4 times now. I'd forgot to say, but every time they did not fire her, they've reached out and they've said, look, don't do that. Essentially, every time to her and UTA. They've reached out 4 times. And then Gina was an idiot and got booted. She come out and said what she said about the Holocaust and got herself sacked.
She was comparing people not having their opinions now to the Holocaust, basically saying that people don't have freedom of speech anymore. And she's comparing it to Nazi Germany, where they used to literally, for that regime, they'd brainwash people into and using propaganda to physically oppress people.
Yeah.
So that's what she's comparing it to. Not the best comparison.
I mean, there are quite a lot.
Could have used Venezuela or something as an example. We've been less sort of controversial, but I don't know.
But basically, she's been sacked. Not, I think personally, more because of how many chances she's already had.
Yeah, it would make sense.
I'm surprised, right? Surprised they didn't do in a contract, and basically in a line of work contract, it said, "Oh, be careful with social media. Don't put us into disrepute. Don't say certain things." And I'm surprised Disney didn't have some sort of control over social media, because on Sky, Discovery Channel, and that, I was watching a podcast with Richard Rawlings and what's he called? Biggest podcast guy, bald guy. I can't think of his name. Joe Rogan. And basically, he started his show with Discovery before Facebook, but in the contract it said all media. So when he made an Instagram account, Discovery had full control over that Instagram account. So if he wanted to post a photo of a car or anything, it had to be reviewed by Discovery. So he couldn't post anything. Everything was monitored and had to be approved by them. I'm surprised he didn't do something like that. But now he's left Discovery anyway. Now he's doing his own thing because he's obviously he wants to do his own thing. But they're saying, I would
hate that.
Yeah. So
you've got to think back then, there was no Facebook or anything like that. So it was a bit.
But there are a lot of fans that want petitioning to get Gina Carano back on The Mandalorian.
I mean, to be fair, she was going to get her own show and she's threw it all out the window. Or she might have got her own show with the live action. I can't remember what it's called.
Well, you didn't. You missed that off your presentation because she was going to get specifically her own show, and it was going to be announced at the shareholders meeting they did where they announced all the other shows. But just shortly before they did the Star Wars shareholder meeting, or whatever it's called, the Disney shareholder meeting, where they announced the Ahsoka Tano show and all those other shows, she'd had some of those controversies that you listed, and they were like, maybe we should hold back off this idea because they knew she was going to be trouble. But as you say, they did give her plenty of chances, and
she could have
just kept throwing it away.
I think at that point she could have flicked somebody off walking down the street and got sacked.
It's a bit like Donald Trump, bless him. Just
bless him.
On Twitter.
Don't bless Donald Trump.
I'll bless him.
We're not having that conversation.
I'll do that to Donald Trump.
For those who don't see that on Spotify, basically he did the old finger in hole sex symbol. That's what he did.
I didn't. I stuck my middle finger up.
Little crying baby face.
Yeah, basically, I put that whole presentation together primarily for you, Tom, because I knew you were like, "Oh, it's not done anything wrong." And I didn't know if you knew all the behind before then.
Nah, to be fair, when I first read that thing, because I wasn't aware of what she'd previously done. Apparently, she was an anti-masker and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. So I was like, hang on a minute.
That was the first slide.
Bit of a tit.
Slide.
Yeah, I was like, she's a bit of a tit. So, yeah, fair enough. I mean, she had plenty of warnings, and she does work for a massive company, and you've got to be careful. I mean, she's mentioned Holocaust. I'm pretty sure in history, Disney was funded by Nazi gold. Spoilers. Well, but yeah.
There's quite... where was it that I saw it? I saw something that said that
So that kind of brings him into disrepute.
people are wanting to. Oh, there was an actress that were wanting to replace Gina Carano. Can't remember who it was.
I can't think of anyone you could get who
Well,
like suits
That is the
bill.
question: who are going to replace her with?
But,
Because like she plays the role she does pretty well.
Yeah, but
I don't get why people are wanting to replace her. Sorry.
Oh, King.
Carry on.
Shut the fuck up, Simon. Carry on.
But WWE fans are wanting Sonya Deville to replace her because
Who's that?
she's also
Sonya Deville
as
is
well.
cooking.
So, and she to be honest, she would be good to replace Gina Carano. Like,
It depends if she's a good actor though, because like a lot of these WWE people who become big actors.
did you
A lot of them
like
are really
Sasha
bad.
Banks? Did you like Sasha Banks in Mandalorian?
Sasha Banks.
Sasha Banks. She was in it.
Oh, she was the other Mandalorian woman that did like next to nothing, wasn't she?
Well, she pretty much
Did nothing.
almost beat the crap out of Mandalorian. Mando.
Yeah, but that wasn't any acting. In
No,
that.
she had a little fight with Boba Fett, didn't she?
No, that is yeah, but that again, that's not acting. That's just it is.
I
But
mean,
that's only a small
giving
part.
her limited voice roles and like just action scenes because she knows stunt choreography. That's basic acting, not like main role. So yeah. My point stands.
To be fair, there's been quite a few WWE superstars and divas that
we haven't mentioned our favourite yet, have we?
Dwayne
It doesn't matter what you think.
The Rock's an exception.
Yeah, the Rock's Hollywood.
To be fair, John Cena is getting better. Let's all remember.
You can't ever see him.
He'll always be an angry bud like
I don't think I've ever seen a film with him in because you just can't see him.
He was the main character in The Invisible Man, wasn't he?
I saw a guy the other day in Sainsbury's with a snow camo hoodie on, and I thought, bloody hell, there's a floating face mask walking around. What's going on here?
God.
I was terrified.
Thumbs up.
Right. So
just ahead.
That's the news wrapped up.
But yeah, I was just saying about Gina. I think you are right. It is just the amount of stuff has just ended up. They've just had enough of it, haven't they?
Yeah.
I think they've just gone. There's so much stuff here, and there's going to keep on being stuff. And every time something comes up, the new story.
Why didn't they just step in and just say, "Hang on a minute, we'll review your contract
every time"?
No, what they should have done is say, "Hey,
concern.
rather than like giving the warnings, just say, right, we're taking over your social media, and before you post anything, it has to get reviewed by a person."
Yeah, I was literally about to say that. Like, why didn't they just say, right, we'll take over your social media. If you want to post anything, let us review it.
Yeah, but I think that's quite sketchy. I mean, I don't know if legally.
No, because a lot of companies do it. You'd be surprised. A lot of companies do it.
When you're famous and stuff, like, you've got to be careful of what you post.
Yeah, no, of course you do. Yeah, but I mean, she's not an idiot. She knows that she's gonna get a reaction like this. If you don't post stuff online like what she posted and not expect a reaction, like
if they had
if I posted it, no one would give a crap because I'm just a person who lives in Yorkshire. But because she's like literally got hundreds of thousands of people listening and viewing, it's going to affect her. I do apologise for intervening.
Yeah, I'll just fucking talk and let you talk over me. Yeah.
Oh God.
Hey, come on.
I was interjecting.
Fucking donkey.
Briefly.
Donkey. Anyway.
What the? You fucking lost me now, Tom. Well done.
Before we move on to everything else, I just want to say if you want to follow us on Instagram, you can at the Hold My Cape Pod. I'm on Instagram, TikTok at If Toys Talk, and you follow me on Twitch at The Very Big Fish. Simon is on YouTube and Twitch and
Twitter.
Cyborg123.
Cyborg229.
Tom is on Twitch again at the Apex Gecko.
I've come back.
And Mook is on YouTube at Liam Mook. He's actually uploading content. I saw your Pokemon video. I haven't watched it.
Did you?
I just want to give a shout out. Please go and follow Fish on If Toys Talk on TikTok because he's got more followers than me and I don't post on there.
I haven't got more followers than you at all. You've got more followers than me. And you don't post on there.
That's the one.
Yeah,
I don't post.
Don't you follow like a million people, Simon?
Well, yeah, but I don't expect them to follow me back. And quite a few people that I know follow me. I don't know why. I
Are you
don't.
going to start posting on there, Simon?
No, never.
Are you not
Why
going
would
to do
Why would I post
viral
it?
dance challenges and stuff?
He's going to do
No.
first traps, isn't he?
Why do you say that?
TikTok
You've got
videos
a
of you, like,
TikTok,
you
so
feeding,
I
like,
expect
your
step one is you
pig a
get a
carrot or
TikTok.
something
Step
to get
two is
millions
you
of
use
views.
a TikTok.
No, I don't. I'm not.
Yeah.
I only do. I
Just
only
do
go.
guinea pig content. Do guinea pig content. You make a fortune.
How will I make a fortune?
Because people like cute things. And if you're just there going, ooh, do you want a pepper or a bit of lettuce? And guinea pig's like, you fucking views will be going
To
up.
be fair, he's not wrong, Simon. There's some proper stupid content on TikTok that gets
There's people on
thousands of-
Twitch, right, who
thousands
literally
of likes.
stream and have a little webcam there in the corner of the thing with a dog sleeping on the couch, and they get like fucking hundreds of views. 'Cause everyone's like, "Oh, what's happening to your dog?"
You should do guinea pig
Something else.
TikTok.
Yeah,
To be fair, I could make another TikTok.
Nah,
separate
fuck it.
TikTok.
it's like ASMR
You've already
theories
got,
and like
you've already
little
got a
squeaking and that.
platform, 250 followers. 250
Yeah, that's
Sorry,
fair.
I was your 251st follower, and you were my
Yeah, that's-
198th.
I know. I don't know how I've got more followers than you on
Oh
TikTok.
no, my phone's been leaning on the 0 button, and now
Hey.
In fact, we're
IMDb has now just got loads of zeros in the search bar, and I just don't know how long it's been on there for. Wow, I'm just gonna hold my finger. I've got my finger on delete now, and I'll tell you when it goes away.
Fish, just double click it.
I don't want to double click it.
Double-click
I'm
the
intrigued
zeros.
now. I'm invested.
Fair enough. Yeah,
Um,
but I might try that though. I'll see what the wife says. See if she's up for it.
I tell you what, Simon, don't tell her, right? And when you start getting paid, be like, oh, just got an extra 20 quid here from
where's,
TikTok.
goes
where's
on
extra money
TikTok as
coming
well.
from? And then when the guinea pig comes out with a gold chain around its fucking neck, it's like
She's
I
on-
hope you-
little,
I
like,
hope you're-
Malibu
speaking of your wife,
Stacey
Simon,
car.
she watches TikTok as well on her phone, so I think
imagine
she
speaking
would
of your
go-
wife, I hope you're doing something nice tomorrow, which is Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day for the wife.
Well, I'll be tidying up tonight after the podcast. Getting the house nice and tidy for her when she comes home tomorrow because she's getting the bus tomorrow. Because she doesn't want to risk it with a car. So,
Fair enough.
but yeah,
I've just let go of delete. All the zeros are now deleted.
Hey,
That's how long it took.
I don't know what we're gonna do.
Anyway, so
Candlelit Mackies.
I'm on 100.
Fuck off. Look at Mackey's.
I'm on 199 followers on TikTok, so it gets to 200.
No,
No,
so
but
can you go, fuck off, I don't have candles.
I don't have time for
That would be
candles.
better.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll probably
Got
just
to-
Fire
got-
answered that.
It's got too much ice. It's got too much
Get
ice.
some
in it.
flowers, Simon.
watch it. We'll probably watch a few movies, watch Wandavison, and I don't know.
Get some daffodils out of the garden. There you go. That'll do.
We haven't got
Where?
any daffodils in the garden. It's just full of snow.
Snow way. Let's move on, shall we?
Let's.
So have we all watched Kong Skull Island? I think Mook has. He's got the picture behind him.
Have you watched it, Mook? Hey,
Yeah.
well done. Well done.
Have you
lad.
watched WandaVision, Simon? Is that the reason we're skipping it, eh?
Yeah, I have watched Wandavison actually. So fuck you. I watch my shit.
I don't watch my shit. I flush it straight away. I'd rather not.
What did you think about WandaVision then? Did you enjoy
Yeah,
the
we're
twist?
talking about.
Can Fish just finish his fucking sentence?
Shut the fuck
Hey!
up, you
Right. First of all, stop swearing. That is becoming
Yeah.
a problem.
cunt.
First of all, don't raise your voice. And third of all, shut up and sit down.
Don't you fucking point at me, Thomas
That was
Clarkson.
3 and 4, but yeah, in that order.
So we'll do Kong. Kong.
You better not do Kong in the ding dong.
Can't really remember much about the film, to be fair.
Oh, so you've not watched the film?
I have watched the film, but I watched it like we were going to obviously. We've missed a week. We were going to review this not last week.
Have a reminder. There you go.
There he is. Kong. Big departure from the original sort of
Look at
story
that
that we
beast.
see. There isn't any Empire State falling off of, and
Yeah.
apparently he'll be able to sit on the Empire State Building in the Godzilla versus Kong movie when that comes out. So the story of Kong. The story. Who wants to describe the story of Kong Skull Island? Go on, Tom.
Fish. Story of Skull Island.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Skunk,
okay.
What?
Skull Island.
I tell you what, I was speech today.
Skull Island. Fucking hell. Takes place in somewhere down south of England, and there's a big tent, That's Bake Off, isn't it?
Fuck's sake.
Mary Berry's the little woman in white dress, and Big Scon's like, ooh, pretty good.
Big scone.
Yeah.
Scone.
Basically, in it, there's an expedition to these islands, and they're not all are there, but in secret, some of them are trying to find Kong and kill Kong. So there's this massive group of people. There's Nick Fury is there.
Captain
Loki's
Marvel.
there.
Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel's there.
Chronologically,
others.
it's their first team up
I know.
in the 50s.
Yeah.
against their version of the Hulk in it, which is King Kong. But yeah, they go to this island. They're basically loads of them get eaten. Yeah, there's loads of monsters on this island.
No, they're not monsters. They are titans. Remember?
No.
Big spiders. Big. Skull.
Skull crawlers.
Yeah. Well, the
For God's sake, just let him talk, man.
No, carry on. No, go on.
the people on the island call them something else, but you don't actually get to know what they call them because they don't like to speak of the name. But that guy calls them skull crawlers.
I like that scene because it's like, it's the first time I've said it out loud. It sounds really dumb.
Yeah.
Like, no.
He's
it's
a good
fine.
actor as well. He's a good actor as well.
Yeah. I like that storyline with him
Yeah.
getting back to his wife and that. It's been,
Yeah.
been there since World War II. Bless him.
And the whole, like Godzilla, is very much based off the Godzilla story in general. Not really the film as much, but I guess the film to some level. But the main theory of Godzilla, the story, the original story, is all about an analogy of World War II and the atomic bomb being dropped on Japan. It's all a story where the theme is about the concerns of nuclear energy and nuclear war.
Yeah.
In this film, it's all about an analogy of the Vietnam War, where you've got America, which in this case is all the troops,
Yeah.
coming in and being beaten by Kong, which is representing the Vietnamese guerrilla
Basically,
fighters. But
going somewhere where you don't belong and getting killed, like they did at Vietnam.
Mm.
Yeah.
Because they, like Vietnam,
Interfering.
they leave.
they do.
So a few differences. Obviously, the only King Kong movie that's come out within our lifetime has been Peter Jackson's King Kong.
Yeah.
Well, our YouTube channel, me and Sam have actually got a video game series.
Yep.
2 episodes in.
Very fun.
Episode 3 isn't coming out next week. We're doing a different video game next week, but that's not the point of this podcast. So that film is about him trying to get on set film in it for a movie.
Yeah.
But this one is a science expedition, like Mook said.
Yeah.
And so it's a big departure from the original. And Jack Black isn't here in this one.
Yeah.
You don't like Jack Black?
I like Jack Black.
I love Jack.
What I mean is he's not in this film. So what's your favourite death scene?
Ooh.
A lot of deaths in this.
I think for me, it's probably the scene where, because I don't like spiders, and it would be the worst way to go is where he looks up and that thing just goes straight through his mouth. The spider's leg just goes straight through his mouth.
And impales him.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's
Go on,
I
Tom.
mean, if I'd seen one of my mates get killed like that, I'd be like, fuck that, I'm out of here. I'm gone.
Tom, what's your favourite
Yeah.
death scene? Or do you need a bit of time to think? about it?
Simon's pretty much Nick Man, but yeah.
I
that
think-
one.
I think-
Yeah, I was gonna say it's hard to beat that one. I think.
It's just because they're walking through that bamboo thing, and you can't tell what's the spider's
What-
legs. and-
Yeah.
and
It's a
what's like
grim.
the
It's a
tree.
grim death as well. To be
It
fair,
is, isn't it?
Mm.
That is
My
pretty cool.
favourite death scene is when the guy's like, "I'll buy you some time," and he pulls the grenades.
Oh
He's
yeah.
like, "Come on, then, you son of a bitch!"
He's like begging him to eat him.
and he just goes,
Yeah, he just like twizzles.
I like that one.
360 and
made me giggle. That one. I I had a list in my head of different things. I'm going to make a button now. This is going to be new. I'm going to make a button that every time we review a film, we're going to talk about our favourite death scene. I'm going to press a button. It's going to go through. We might not be able to hear it. I will, but you might not be able to hear it. I'll work something out where it basically goes, our favourite death scene of the film. And then we talk
should
about
also
our favourite death
have
scene.
little jingles for like the news and that.
Yeah, I'll do such as that eventually.
I'll tell you what it was a sad death scene. Was John Goodman's death scene when he got eaten.
Oh, wouldn't say it was sad, but I liked the bit where the guy got taken up in the air by the little birds and ripped.
John Ortiz, Victor Knives. He had the briefcase, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else? Spoiler alert: Kong doesn't die.
Even though Nick Fury tries to kill him.
Yeah, spoiler alert: Nick Fury does die. He gets. I like that bit as well because basically he's like looking up at him after he's just kind of Kong's just kind of nearly died or something, hasn't he? And he's like,
yeah, he's almost dead.
He's going to pull the button on the C4 and he just goes.
Yeah,
I like that. Oh, that was pretty cool. I think
it
the
sort of
whole
reminds
idea that Kong is the protector of Skull Island.
Yeah.
And I thought that was pretty cool. And obviously his family's all dead. He's already a child. He's still growing. Hence his size of Godzilla versus Kong.
How's his family dying?
The skull crawlers.
Yeah, the biggest skull crawler killed his family. And he's the only one that can like sort of protect the people on and the other creatures on that island. But that bit where he crushes Nick Fury. I know he's not called Samuel Jackson. It just reminds me of like when your alarm wakes you up on the morning, you just want a bit of an hour's sleep. You just press snooze, bang.
Yeah. Obviously, another parallel to Peter Jackson's King Kong is Brie Larson. Kong,
Captain Marvel.
Kong falls in love with Brie Larson in the way that he like shows to protect her. I wouldn't.
It's a porno I do not want to see.
Kong versus
I'll refer to that gif of the Hulk and Black Widow. And,
I know which one you're on about.
Imagine that.
Okay. Hang on, if you think that Hulk's is bad, fucking hell, imagine Kong. He'll split her in half.
I don't think
not left of her, mate. Not literally nothing left of her.
He wouldn't be able to get tipping.
It would just be like that.
Fucking hell.
What else?
I'm a virgin. Not anymore. Dead.
There's an after credit scene in this film where it alludes towards the battle of Godzilla versus Kong.
I didn't actually see that.
Monsters, isn't it? Mothra.
Yeah. I don't know what else to say about Kong, to be fair. It was really difficult for me to watch.
The amount of helicopters.
The what?
Helicopters. Everywhere. So many.
Crashes several helicopters. He throws a tree at one.
Yeah.
He grabs one and it hurts his hand. He goes.
He has a helicopter blade, doesn't he, that uses as a. You know
what I found funny and also scary at the same time was the bit where the guy's on it, that soldier's on his own, and he's in the water, like trying to like wash himself, and all of a sudden you see Kong coming over. He hides behind a rock, and all of a sudden this massive squid comes out of the water. I'd be like, if that was me, I'd be like, right, I need to get out of this water. I don't get
that bit though. That bit shocks me because like the water's pretty shallow, and that fucking squid thing comes out, and then like he's just sat there like eating it.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's like sushi to him.
I did like that fight. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, but you think it would be deeper to have that massive cracking thing in it?
Yeah, yeah. I
don't know, because can't there be like?
There's the shallow bit. I mean, that guy.
I suppose, yeah.
I mean, that soldier was. It looked like that soldier was in the shallow bit, So that bit where the squid
Yeah,
was
to be
could have
fair,
been a deeper bit.
it only went up to Kong's knees, so it's still quite deep in it.
Mm.
I didn't. Obviously, the first time I watched it, it was the second time I knew. But obviously, the first time I watched it, I didn't realize I was going to kill that guy off as well. I thought it was a bit of a shock.
Yeah, I thought they would have gotten back to his family.
There's a giant stick insect monster.
Yeah, that he shoots.
It's a log insect.
Yeah, I mean, if you see a log insect, you're gonna think, yeah, I don't need to shoot that. I'm not gonna do any
No,
damage with a bullet.
But again, you're with a gun, somewhere you don't know. You've seen a big monkey fight an octopus. You're gonna shit yourself when a little log stands up.
I can't remember
And
what
you've got a gun.
what kills him.
A skull crawler
it-
kills him, like literally after.
Oh,
that. So
yeah,
what if-
because then
what if-
that skull crawler spits out the dog tag, doesn't he?
Yeah. What if he just sat on top of that log, or hugged the log when it hauled away?
He could have escaped. He could have gone back to Nick Fury.
Uh-huh.
What did you
Um,
think about the human characters in Kong Skull Island compared to Godzilla? Do you think they're better in this one or worse? Or
Hang on, which Godzilla, number 1 or 2?
Oh, yeah.
well, either, to be fair.
I think I prefer them in this. Because
Yeah, the much more. There's more of it. Like there's more, like people in it.
It's a more diverse sort of roster of monsters and characters in it.
Yeah, like you actually see the people doing stuff instead of people running away.
You see
You
a
don't-
lot more of Kong than you do Godzilla as well, which is quite nice.
Yeah,
I think they hit the balance pretty well. Obviously, in Godzilla, the first one, Aaron Taylor Johnson's character is decent, but his acting's a bit wooden, so that bores a lot of people. And then the second one, which we're going to talk about in a minute, he obviously he's not in it, but I think a lot of the characters are quite boring, and the focus too much on them.
yeah.
They didn't need to, essentially.
Mm.
And we'll talk about that in a second, because the bits of that were just a bit weird. Kong Skull Island, though, for me was quite difficult to watch. If you watch the show or listen to the show at all, you'll know that I don't like to, but I genuinely fall asleep watching films through the day. And I watched Skull Island through the day. And I actually watched it, paused it. What the fuck?
I burped.
I watched it, paused it, went for a nap, come back downstairs, and in the second attempt of watching like the second half, I had to rewind it 4 times. So I was just like watching it like this, and then before I know it, I'm on my phone and I'm like, "Oh, he's just died." Fuck. Rewind. What happened there? But I enjoy the film. It's just I watched it at the bad time of the day, really.
Yeah.
So, out of 5, boys and girls, cats and squirrels.
I mean, I did it with like compared to the Peter Jackson's one. I give it a 5 out of 5 because there was more.
What did you think about Peter Jackson's one?
I enjoyed the Peter Jackson's one. It was more. I think they focused on it being more like scary and more like different animals and
You have to watch it with a pillow, Simon.
no. But it was more like if Skull Island was actually a real place, and that's what would be there, like fucking creatures that you didn't think existed, like massive centipedes and those big things with teeth that grab your head and swallow you.
Medusa worms.
Chief penises. So Simon says 5 out of 10. 5 out of 5. Tom?
Skull Island, I'd probably give it like a 3 out of 5.
Why?
Just because of the balance of all the different monsters and the characters. You had good actors in it. You know, Tom Hiddleston. You got like guy who played Nick Fury. You got a good range of actors, and the balance of the main sort of Kong, and then you got all the other monsters. How it all interlinks. It's just well done movie.
But only average at best.
Well, it's a little bit above, it's above average, but it's not like it's not perfect, but like it's done well enough
Yeah.
for what they could do.
Luke? Kadupa?
Yeah, I'd say 3.5 maybe. I mean, it does what you want it's a monster film, and it does a good job of setting up
Yeah.
the monster universe I want in. But on terms of more of like a story movie, it's got less of it. Like, I don't think I can remember any of the names of the characters from the film. I mean, we kept calling him Nick Fury. I mean, if you don't even remember his actual name, it's a bit of an issue, isn't it? So, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know exactly what you mean.
That lets it down a little bit. But I mean, for a monster film, it does pretty well. I mean, it's a decent Kong film. It's nice that you actually get to see a bit more of the Kong in the daylight than you do in the Godzilla movies.
It's all at night, and it Godzilla. Yeah, I was going to give it about a 3.5, maybe a 4 at a push. Like you say, like the characters aren't exactly memorable.
Yeah.
You've got the Plankerwood, Brie Larson for me.
Yeah, she's a bit sort of wooden.
She's a bit wooden in this. I mean,
Yeah.
she does what she has to do, I suppose. Tom Hiddleston is by far, in my head, the best character.
Yeah, I thought
I did really like the World War II veteran, and I like that whole story of him being there since World War II.
the guy that was in Step Brothers.
Yeah. I like what they did with the character of Kong, and I kind of wish he fought a T-Rex.
Yeah.
Because obviously King Kong is known for fighting T-Rexes. He fought one in the 1930s. King Kong. He fought one in the 2005. Was it 2005?
Peter Jackson's.
Peter Jackson's. I don't know when it come out.
Yeah.
Fought a T-Rex in that. You fight several T-Rexes in the game. It would just been nice.
It's interesting though, because one thing that is quite interesting, the director of Kong Skull Island, like he's still only like super young now, and it was like it's one of his first films he's done. I think he's only done 3 films.
Yeah.
So they like basically found this obscure director who hadn't really done much, and they're like, "Do you want to do this Kong movie for this universe we're making?"
I think,
and he did. But he likes the film. I think he thinks he's done a good job with the film. But he's one of these people that even though he likes the film and he's done a job, he's really open about criticizing his own movie. And he points out that he wishes he'd done more with the acting cast he had. But he does point out as well it's a monster movie and there's only so much you can do with him because it takes obviously from Kong itself.
Yeah, I didn't get much, but I got a little bit of an Iron Man 2 vibe. You know, trying to expand the universe sort of vibe. But
Yeah.
I think that might be why they took on a young director, so the company could push him about a little bit. But you don't get too much of that, I suppose. So it's not that.
But the thing
affect the movie that much.
Yeah, but the thing with Peter Jackson's King Kong was it wasn't like serious. It was more like a bit comical because when he did fight the T-Rex, or what was the T-Rex called on the game?
The game's manual calls it a V-Rex, but the behind the scenes and director call it a T-Rex. Yeah,
but he's just, if you didn't see, obviously if you're listening on Spotify, Fish just did the motion of, the jaw going up and down.
Granddad Shark.
Yeah. But yeah, I think because when they did that bit in Peter Jackson's King Kong, they made it more comical, made King Kong more comical than like actual like fierce and the king.
Yeah, like he's got that scene where he's laughing at Anne, but in this, obviously, the character of Kong himself is a lot more serious. So anyway, overall, we've got a 4, a 5, a 3, and a 3.5. So I'm
going to change mine. If we're just doing it on its own, then I'll give it a 4 on its own.
Right, fair enough. So we've got 2 4s, a 3.5, and a 3. So about a 3.5 overall.
Yeah.
So that's what we think. We'll move on now to Godzilla, King of the Monsters. Second one. It's not as good as the first one in my eyes, I don't think.
No.
Who wants to try and tell the story of Godzilla versus Kong? Godzilla, King of the Monsters. Go on, I dare you. Because I haven't got a fucking clue.
I'm going to have a try. I'd say
Strap in your seatbelts, people. We're going in.
It's about a family that have split up. The mother and the daughter living together in what I can assume is one of the outposts, but it does look like a normal home when it's inside the home. The little Oh, what's it called? The fucking
Monarch.
I'm
is
lost
the-
already.
yeah, one of the monarchs, but it's like a big shipment container, isn't it? Like
What do you
what
want
they're
about?
living in.
Exactly. This film is weird. Go on.
But the mother has created a device. Well, mother and the father have created a device and that can talk to the animals. So, and she manages to talk to the moth, calms the moth down before they kill it. And all of a sudden, this moth appears again and saves the fucking day.
It's just later.
Oh,
it's
you
just...
couldn't have butchered this anymore on your own.
Yeah,
Go on, carry on. That's only the
Makes a
beginning of the
machine that
film.
makes-
yeah.
It
That,
talks to the moth.
but then obviously, that bad guy from Ali G comes in and kidnaps her.
Right?
Oh,
Go
someone
on.
else take over. I'm fucking butchering
Go on,
this.
Tom,
Right.
take over. So, Ali G's
Basically,
bad
right?
guys just come in and taking them.
No. I'll start again because he's fucking completely.
Yeah,
He's-
just take.
You've changed your bloody sitcom. Episode 5. He talks to the fucking moth. He does. So basically,
Excellent.
obviously they discover that Godzilla's real. Obviously, he's in the first film. After that, he goes back into his underground, like under the sea world and everything. And they sort of discover that there's more than one kaiju, and there's different ones. So they're basically there's different
Titan.
teams all over the big like that organization
Monarch.
Monarch.
on Ark. They basically set up loads of different facilities around the world where all these kaiju monsters are, and they basically start
Titans.
studying them because they're all like left dormant. Well, Titans, kaiju's, same thing there. They're all dormant, and they're studying them, and then they discover one, and it's not like any of the rest of them, and that's basically
Yeah.
Ghidorah. And they're studying that, and as they're studying that, they have one subject that's basically Mothra, and that's in a cocoon state, but it's sort of awake. And then the woman who, obviously Simon said, lives in a container and all that sort of stuff.
Lives in the
Off grid,
sitcom set.
I built a container house for under £5,000.
We so rich. How come we ain't got no ceiling?
Yeah, I piss in
So
a bucket.
rich.
It goes outside. She creates a machine that can basically using echo thing like from the
Frequency.
first Godzilla movie. Yeah, echo sort of sound communication. She makes that and she tunes it. And by studying all these different kaiju titan things, she's studied that there's like correct frequencies that can be used to sort of communicate with them and calm them down and stuff like that. Like talk to them. But obviously
Yeah.
that awakes Mothra. Anyway, they start doing more tests on Ghidorah because obviously it's not responding to these sort of things. They end up awakening Ghidorah,
Dora.
but secretly
right.
one of the guy who works for on Ark, Charles Dance, that guy, I think he knows more than he's letting off, and he knows about Ghidorah. And he
Dora.
thinks that Ghidorah's
Ghidorah.
yeah, he thinks
It's
Ghidorah.
Ghidorah. God damn it.
Ghidorah, Shidori, I
I'm
don't
gonna have
bloody
to
know.
correct it because if we get
The big
any
the
sort
big
of
like
following on
Targaryen
this,
dragon thing.
if we get any sort of following, right, we're just gonna. it's Ghidorah, not Ghidorah. Carry on.
Yeah. But that guy, Charles Dance character, I can't think of his name. He's it's like a main character in it. He sort of knows about this species and he thinks it's the king of the monsters. So he tries to awaken it because he wants to see what happens with all these other dormant ones. Obviously, he's not king of the monsters. It turns out he's not from this planet. He's just been trapped there in the ice. They awaken it. It comes out. Everyone's like, "Oh shit, this is bad." It starts sort of communicating with all the other monsters, and they become obedient to it. And then obviously Godzilla, who's having a nap, he sort of wakes up and goes, "What's happening?" He comes up to see what's happening. He fights Ghidorah, Shidori, whatever.
Ghidorah.
Let's call it
King Ghidorah,
Three-headed
isn't it?
Thunder Dragon. Three-headed
Greg.
Thunder Dragon.
Greg.
Greg the Three-headed Thunder Dragon, right? So he comes up, battles that, and then obviously Mothra's buggered off. Throughout the film, Three-headed Greg goes around up, waking all the other monsters, and he's like, "Oh, join me, I'm the king." They're all like, "Go on then." like a big recruiting agency for Titans. They all start destroying stuff. They team up with Godzilla, who basically sort of gets powerful. He gets his butt kicked and ends up almost dying. The scientist guy, Japanese guy,
Sarasawa.
Sawazawa, he has to detonate a nuke to give almost like a wake up pill, paracetamol, because he's got a headache to Godzilla. that ibuprofen kicks in. He's like, oh, thank fuck, my back's killing me. He comes up, big showdown at the end. Mothra dies. Spoilers. It's quite sad. And then he beats three-headed Thunder Greg. All the other little minor characters are like, oh, what's happening? Oh. One woman survives getting literally nuclear radiation blast 3 times. Don't ask me how.
How?
That bit just got me. Need to sort of look into that because that's a bit bollocks, I think. And then he wins, obviously, 'cause it's Godzilla. All the other monsters are like waking up and they're like, oh, what's happened?
They all bow
And
down.
then they go,
to Godzilla.
Yeah,
you're the king. And then he becomes the king. The end.
The thing, what I thought looked quite cool on Godzilla was when he was like all red, like glowing red, and they started firing at him, and he was just like, "Yeah, come at me, bro." And then he was like, and then he just unleashed everything, and he killed the fucking three-headed dragon.
It basically goes into nuclear overload, doesn't he?
Yeah.
That Sarazawa sets off. So.
Well, at the end of that movie, because one of the heads of Greg, because he can regenerate his heads, that one of his heads falls off, and that evil Charles Dance character guy gets the head, and that's kind of a link to Mecha Greg.
Mecha Greg.
Or Mecha Godzilla.
Mecha Greg.
Whoever the bad guy
Yeah.
in the next movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's either Mecha Godzilla or Mecha Greg.
I'll tell you what, in the next film,
I
if they
think it's
don't,
Mecha Greg.
I'll tell you what, if they don't name this the Mecha Godzilla, Mecha Greg, I'll be disappointed.
Yeah.
So
Mecha Greg. By
So,
day,
it's gonna
he's
be
a
a
pastor.
bit.
By night, he shoots lightning out of his ass.
It's gonna be a bit more difficult to do this because not a lot of humans actually die on camera in this film.
No,
No.
they don't.
Favorite death?
I'll do one better. The thousands of deaths where that big flame eagle just fucking vaporizes everything.
That's pretty cool scene, isn't it?
Yeah.
Honestly, like, I watched that in cinema and I was at Showcase, reclining chairs. I was right back at that. And I was just like, I was at front row. I was like,
Why front row?
it was because we got there late and like there was the only seats that were available right at the
And
front.
at 2 p.m. cinemas are full.
Yeah, so like, oh fuck, like front row seats, it's gonna be shit. But we're like, fucking, it was
To be
so
honest,
good.
Those
So good.
those recliners at Showcase are absolutely. They are fucking.
Yeah, I know.
good.
I mean, I feel sorry for Showcase, obviously, because it's closed due to the pandemic
Yeah.
and that. But fuck me, them chairs. Oh,
Cineworld.
I used to be a Cineworld kind of guy
Yeah.
until.
No, Cineworld too expensive. Showcase, mate, you get the rewards.
Yeah, I know.
So I just said I used to be a Cineworld.
Yeah, I
guy.
used to be a Cineworld member as well, and then Showcase got the recliners in, and I was like, nah, fuck this. Me and the missus started going to the Showcase because of the recliners. They were fucking
Although
amazing.
what I will say is, why are you charging £5 for a hot dog that you get in a tin for about £1 and you get about 8 of them?
I've made 15
I'm hungry.
pence on my
I buy
shares.
multiple hot dogs. What are you
I
doing?
thought you were going to say you made 15 pence on your hot dogs.
So, yeah, there was not a lot of death scenes.
Shocking.
I really like the scene where obviously the battle's about to start at the end. It could essentially come up round 2, fight, and then Godzilla when he charges and the jets fly above his head. I thought that was a pretty cool shot.
Oh yeah, that was class. That I
But
thought
There's a lot of good CGI in
body-
this one, to be fair.
Yeah.
A lot of good CGI.
what they did wrong in the first film wasn't enough Godzilla. So in this one, they put potentially too much Godzilla in.
Yeah, but I think it's good though, because it's
The
like
more
you don't
Godzilla,
have
the
to
more-
focus on the
I-
actors, and the
I
actors
enjoy
were
it.
very good.
No, the actors. I think the actors were good. Also, the guy, the bloke, the wolf hunter tracker guy. He is in Kong. He's in Peter Jackson's King Kong. He's the actor who
Oh,
puts the comb up. It's like,
yeah.
yeah,
He plays the dad, doesn't he?
he's the dad. The dead.
Yeah. And
so
the
plays the
daughter,
daddy.
the daughter was in is in
Millie Bobby Brown.
Stranger Things.
Yeah.
I've not
And,
seen it, like, but I
that
just know.
Sherlock one. The
Oh
Sherlock
yeah,
oh,
Enola Holmes.
Enola Holmes.
Enola Holmes.
Enola.
Yeah.
Enola.
She's a bloody good young actor, eh?
She is.
Went to sleep with her.
Drake, mate. That's
She's like
disgusting.
12. Maybe 15.
She's
You.
Yeah, she is quite-
It's not Drake, has it? It's not Sup Drake. There's always rumours about rapper Drake in it. He always like sends text and stuff to all these underage actresses.
But like Call Me Carson, he's getting done for sending naughty stuff.
Another topic for another show that isn't ours.
Yeah, this isn't Killer Gay Star, so we're not going to report it.
So, the plot itself is a bit weird, isn't it? It's a bit daft. Like, I'm sorry, how does a laptop not only be loud enough, but even do the things it does? Oh, it's just going to control all the monsters, isn't it, mate? You know what I mean? It's just this press this button here, yeah? And all the monsters go,
No, because
yeah, I'll do what you want me to do, lads. It's
No, because it
bullshit.
creates a superior
Yeah, but
frequency. So
I
like,
know the science.
if there
mumbo
was, say
jumbo
there was
behind it.
2 moths, you do a frequency of a bigger moth. So the other moth's like, ooh.
Yeah. But
This is like a shit fucking.
the fighting
call
scenes
it,
were good, and for me, the human scenes were a bit bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has the Hollow Earth theory in there, doesn't it? But I think it's just, for me, it's just not as good as
What do
the
you think
first
about
one.
the monster bowing?
The what? Where's it gone?
The bowing of the monsters. That's a bit daft, isn't it?
Yeah, I thought that was a bit stupid as well. I'd much rather just kind of go and then walk away. I thought that would have been better.
Best bit's like Eagle one where it's like Eagle's like that, and it's like I'm bowing, and Godzilla's like fucking bow. You killed Moth, and it's like I'm sorry.
No, Ghidorah killed Mothra. The Fire Eagle nearly killed Mothra.
Yeah.
But he goes, and he like stabs him.
How'd that
with
survive anyway? Because Mothra fucking like one shots it through the chest.
Just does, doesn't it? It's a 300-foot long bloody bird.
That's the greatest death in the movie is Mothra.
But when
It's the only.
yeah, when you mentioned the Godzilla fish about when Godzilla and the planes were like going his entrance, it would have made the movie even better if Godzilla just like stopped with the planes going past him, just looking at the planes, and then looked forward and then continued.
The planes there.
I was getting like Avengers vibes, like that massive, like that super plane they had. I was like, that's gonna get knocked
That's
off
a bit
the sky,
daft as
innit?
well.
That's
Are those planes
yeah.
real? Is there a plane like that in real life? Huge.
No. There's big bloody planes, but not like that. Not that design.
All of a sudden, you see Godzilla wielding Mjolnir.
Just lifts up the plane.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a bit far fetched. It sounds silly because it's about 300-foot tall fucking dinosaurs. But I think like what the first one for me did well is that it was grounded in some sort of reality, and for me this one just went a bit over the top. I still liked it. I still liked the fights, the whole thing of there being more than one Titan, and obviously them needing to fight for balance of the earth. I think that's good, but bits of it were just a bit much. Like the whole bowing scene. They're supposed to be animals.
Yeah.
Like bowing.
No, but in animal society there is a hierarchy. And
Lion
there is sort
King's
of like,
not real. Tom.
No. Wolves have packs, don't they?
Yeah,
They
the
bow.
alpha.
Yeah, but guess what?
and
They're
submit to, the
all
alpha.
wolves. All of them.
They're all one
but these-
species.
Yeah, but this is like multiple species that have gone. There's only one of us left. This one's our leader, so they're
Hang on.
submitting. It can happen. It's
What?
diversity.
When I see a
cohesiveness, or
panda
whatever it's
bow
called.
to
I
a
just
grizzly bear, I'll
thought,
take
like,
it back.
who Is Godzilla versus Kong gonna reveal who is the actual true king of the monsters?
I think they won't kill each other and they'll both go back to the houses for a good old
For a
pint
bit and then be mates.
Well, they
tea,
can't.
a tea and some Netflix and chill.
They can't. It's lockdown. It's COVID. Unless they're 2 meters apart.
Well,
Insert cricket leg movement
do one of
sounds.
those tumbleweeds.
Mook.
Mocha
Back up,
Duper.
bitch.
Mocha Duper, Super Duper. Out of 10? Out of 5, sorry? 3.
4.
I always rate it bloody high, don't I? I'll give it a 2.8.
Fucking hell, you're precise.
So you all think it's worse than the original Godzilla,
I
the
think
first
it's
one?
worse than the original one, yeah.
No, I think it's better than the original.
I preferred
Godzilla.
I mean, for the fighting
You
scene,
definitely gave Godzilla, the first Godzilla, higher than a 2.8.
Did I? I thought I'd give it like a 2.5.
Did you?
I don't know. I can't remember. We've slept since then.
well, the second Godzilla had more fight scenes, but
There's more
I
Godzilla in
enjoyed.
this Godzilla.
I enjoyed.
If they made
the
a
first
Godzilla
one.
film that was 4 hours long and had the bits of that one and combined them, masterpiece. But no one's going to sit for 4
Wouldn't you get
hours. and
sick
watch a movie.
of 4 hours of Godzilla, though? I think that's a bit too much, isn't it?
People get sick of watching Lord of the Rings, but that's like God knows how many hours, and it's
Yeah, to be fair,
mint.
Well, Lord of the Rings is brilliant.
Yeah, Bilbo Baggins and that.
Go on, Liam, what's your score? You haven't said much about Godzilla, actually. We didn't even give you much of a chance to say.
I'll give it a 3. It's a bit daft, isn't it? I mean, you are right. It's nice that there's more Godzilla. It's nice that they sort of listen to the feedback from the first Godzilla and thought, oh, I'll actually put more Godzilla in this one.
Yeah.
But the story's a bit daft because obviously the plots involve the death of everyone, doesn't it? Like it's the revenge plot of the wife, but also like the eco-terrorists and that, like it's going to kill you doing what you're doing.
Of course, yeah.
And obviously the controlling the monsters is a little bit daft as well. And the bowing of the monsters is a bit daft. But Godzilla's got some cool scenes, as Simon says, the powering up and the breath and the
Yeah.
and some of the visual stuff with the eagle and the moth are pretty good, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot about that because obviously Godzilla in the first film, Godzilla killed Andrew, off-screen character who we never meet, obviously. And the mother was like, "Oh, I want to kill Godzilla," and that's why she joins with the bad guy who wants to wipe out the population of the world to save the world. So an eco-terrorist.
Thanos.
I mean, yeah, it's like it's weird. I mean, I want to save the people, but in hindsight, I've got to kill the people.
So we've
No,
got,
but it's basically saying like humans have got to a point where they can't reverse themselves, and like all the industry they've got, by the time they take it all down and go to green, it's like similar to what we've got situation now. It's just like why rather than like spend more time faffing on changing it, just reset it.
yeah.
So
So
dead by time you've changed it anyway.
So what score did you say, Mook?
I'll go 3.
3. I said. Did I say 3? I think I did. What did you say, Simon? So 2 3s.
I'll give it a 3.5.
2 3s.
Which Godzilla did you prefer, Simon? So Tom preferred Godzilla 2, Fish preferred Godzilla 1. Which did you prefer?
I prefer Godzilla 1. I mean, yeah, fair enough. There was a bit of fighting in Godzilla 1, but there was more fighting in Godzilla 2. But I just prefer the storyline for Godzilla 1. I thought it was much better.
I like a good origin story, me. So
Yeah. It's like it's all about the origin story. Like
Sure.
if you get a good origin story, you can start off a universe for it for that film.
So 2 3s and shit. What did you say? 3.5. 2 3s, 3.5, and you said a 2.8.
Yeah.
So 3 overall, pretty much, really, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
But what do you guys think?
Comment below.
I don't know if you can comment on Spotify, but if you're watching on YouTube, you can Spotify. Right, so we're going to move on to our last topic of the show. It's quite a long episode, this, because we missed a week. Wandavison. It's been 2 episodes now.
Yep.
Well,
I can't remember the last episode. I literally just watched yesterday's episode today.
Well, it's instead of going through them, we may as well just talk about like the big plot points that came up in it.
So
I think.
spoilers for Wandavison in whole, because we're not very good at reviewing this show because it's really weird.
Yeah. It's getting more clear though.
Who wants to try and describe the events of episode 5 and 6?
No. No.
Right.
No.
So,
Oh god, here we go. Let's go. Let's
right,
go.
so
Let's go,
basically-
champ.
So basically, after the events of Endgame and everything, Wanda has sort of this mental breakdown.
No, you're going
She
too
feels
far
alone.
back. You're too
Fucking
far
No,
back.
but this explains it all. I'll go for it.
Yeah, but people by this
just
episode.
explain episode 5 and 6.
Oh, episode 5 and 6. So, Vision is becoming aware of what's happening.
Yeah.
Like he's sort of noticing that everything around him isn't quite sort of on
Normal.
par. There's like certain characters are breaking thing, and like it's almost like it's all scripted. He uses his powers to, take off the sort of mind control of Wanda, and he talks to one of the characters who's basically saying, "Where's my wife?" or whatever. I want, like, what's happening? You've got to help me. And then he puts him back in
Yeah,
trance.
Yeah, he's like, oh,
Becoming more self-aware, and then he sort of challenges Wanda and says, "You can't control me like obviously everyone else." And she goes, "Can't I?" There's a bit of a standoff. It cuts back to something else. Then they recast her brother,
Pedro.
Pedro, who
But he's
died.
dead.
But he's
Yeah,
dead.
so he comes into it. It's basically X-Men's Quicksilver. He comes into it. It sort of throws Vision off a little bit because he's like, I don't know, he's come back and
No,
stuff like that.
who's he? He doesn't know who he is because
Yeah.
he doesn't remember anything before.
Then it cuts more to the future. She's using her powers openly now. So is he. He can like reveal his face, everything. The kids are using powers.
Yeah.
But Vision still seems on edge. He's sort of like, what's happening? He sort of explores against, like, obviously behind Wanda's back. Her
Yeah.
brother sort of realizes, hang on a minute, how have you done all this? This doesn't seem right either. He sort of tries to question about it, and then obviously like the previous episode where you saw Vision with like the ripped stone out of his head, like 'cause he's obviously dead. It's just like a cover up. You get to see like him in his dead state. So that kind of freaks her out. But I don't think Wanda's got full control anymore. She's sort of limited it to like small bubble, as you'll sort of find out.
I thought it was a good episode. That today, like yesterday's episode, was brilliant. Like it was, like the way she. But I didn't realize that the woman, the black woman, was.
Monica Rambeau.
Yeah, I didn't realize she was Captain Marvel's best friend's daughter. I didn't realize that was her until
that's that little girl from
Captain Marvel.
bloody hell.
I didn't
Wow.
realize until today. Until
Wow.
because
that must
Tom
be
didn't
like
realise till just now.
I know.
yeah. I didn't know. Honestly, I didn't know.
She gets because she said the guy that's in charge of Sword, I think, who takes over the thing and gets Doctor Wu, not Doctor Wu.
Jimmy Woo.
Yeah, him and Darcy and Thingy's daughter out. He mentions your mother, something about your mother, a mother, and then that's when I realised, fucking hell, that's a daughter. I didn't even realise
that sort of links into her saying, "Oh, I've got a friend." Might be hint to Captain.
Yeah, bloody daft.
Yeah, but she actually.
See, I didn't know.
She actually mentions.
She
actually mentions Captain Marvel.
There's so much linked into it. That's why it's
Yeah.
so like there's a lot to think about, a lot happening.
Yeah, so
But now Darcy's in because Wanda's extended the barrier. Darcy is now in with other people.
but you both forgot to mention that obviously Vision tries to escape.
Obviously,
Yeah,
yeah.
Vision. Yeah, I was getting to that point. 'Cause,
Yeah, I
like Vision
think
meets
basically
Agnes. He sort of reveals her sort of thing. She's like, "Oh, well, you're dead. You're dead, dead, dead." Like she's
Yeah.
like, "You're an Avenger." He's like, well,
I
"What's
think
that?"
basically, yeah, you can sum it up as obviously in the shortest way you could say cracks are appearing more and more frequently. Vision's
Yeah.
obviously cottoned on to something not being right. And then you've got the kids are growing up faster and faster, but taking more of a role in the show, which sort of
And they're getting
suggests they're taking
powers.
more of a role. Yeah, they've got the powers now. And the last episode sort of seen almost through the kids' eyes most of the time.
Yeah.
And then obviously, yeah, you got the shock reveal of the brother, who brings many questions in itself, because why is it
Yeah.
the Quicksilver that's not the MCU Quicksilver? And then also you've got questions such as he seems to know a lot about what's going on, and you're like, why does he know so much more than everyone else? Where's he come from? What's his?
And that's the thing. It's like one when he was asking Wanda these questions, she looked confused as if to say, "What do you mean?" Like she didn't. It looked like she didn't realize what was actually happening.
Well, I think instead of talking about
like
going through the episodes, we should just talk about the main plot points and like see what you all think on them all. So, for example, if we do Quicksilver, so obviously he turns up at the end of episode 5, and then episode 6, a lot of the Quicksilver parts, it's Quicksilver and Wanda bonding, and I think that you get a sense of there's not much trust from Wanda of Quicksilver at first, because she even knows it's a different face, and she's asking him questions, and he cottons on. He's like, "Look, you can trust me," but he also asks a lot of other questions. He's asking like how she does it and stuff, almost like maybe he's trying to get information out.
And then she sees him as like the dead.
Yeah,
like with the bullet holes, and she freaks out. And then
which is interesting though, because that makes you think it's like the the MCU Quicksilver, but obviously it's
I think
is it from a?
I think with Marvel bringing him into it, it's sort of introducing. It's going to introduce the X-Men
somehow. Yeah.
No, true, but then why does that one have the bullet holes when she sees the dead version, the real version?
Because maybe he did die after the events of Dark Phoenix, which if you haven't seen, it's a great.
But he does mention. He mentions when she says, "Where did you come from?" He says that he was getting shot in the street and he heard a call for him, and so he appeared or something.
Yeah, I mean, I think we'll find out more obviously next week, but we don't know where he's come from. I think he is more on the level of Vision when it comes to how much she can control him. Yeah, like he's asking questions, like you say. He's aware
the biggest thing
that she's got children out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Not only that, though, she's also, because I think it's worth pointing out, because I was looking at some other like people on YouTube and stuff talking about the episode after it had happened, and then even them aren't really mentioning this very much, which I think is strange. But when Simon talks about she hits him with a blast, that's because he said something about you're going to let your husband die twice or something. So first of all, he knows that Vision's dead. Yeah. That's like a really cruel thing to say.
Yeah. Like, you sort of expected her to, like, batter him with her powers half across the street. Like, and then
I've heard some people.
She freezes everyone, doesn't she? She sort of freezes everyone. And then
that's when she expands the hex.
Yeah, that's when she expands the barrier.
Her Halloween costume in that episode, like, is like a throwback to her comic book original, like, sort of thing. Same with Vision.
Yeah,
but some people I've heard,
and they do a kick-ass reference, don't they? As well, that's quite funny.
Yeah,
I've heard some people think that the Quicksilver that's here now isn't actually Quicksilver, and it could be Mephisto, the demon Mephisto in Marvel, as Quicksilver, because he does make a lot of demon references. And then obviously
demon spawn.
Yeah, he says that first of all. He also says something about Westview being nice as hell.
Yeah.
And he says, and then obviously he's got cruel remarks, but he also it looks like he's trying to understand how her powers work by the questions he's asking her.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I mean, it could be a good introduction of a villain, like, for Wanda. But the question is will, if that is the case, like you're saying, Moog, will the real Quicksilver like appear? Like, will he show up if that isn't the real Quicksilver?
We don't know.
And if the real Quicksilver does show up, will the cast
Aaron.
Aaron
Taylor Johnson.
Yeah, that's the one. Aaron Taylor will recast him as the real Quicksilver, and that sort of makes sense. I mean, because you didn't see him actually die in Ultron.
Well, we do.
Like,
You do.
yeah, he gets shot, but like, I mean, so did Hawkeye.
Superman.
Hawkeye got shot, and he got repaired.
Yeah, but
And I
he
know-
got shot once in the stomach. And like in the the midsection where
Yeah,
but the Brock-
that's where
Quicksilver
you
got
see him covered in his
riddled.
bullet holes, and he's like,
They didn't-
just falls down, doesn't he? And he just lays on the ground.
Yeah, but they brought Coulson back from the dead, so I couldn't have done that with Pietro.
Pietro,
Yeah,
Maybe they will.
because he's died.
We've got another character that's quite interesting in this is Agnes, because she's been
Yeah.
a suspicious character throughout, and in episode 5 even she's super suspicious and
Don't be
stuff. But then in episode 6, Vision
yeah, but
catches her.
so's Hank. He's a bit suspicious. He
Not
was
as
cut-
suspicious as Agnes, though, is it?
I mean, I'd be suspicious of a guy who's cutting his hedges and then ends up cutting
No,
half the wall.
Funny thing with Hank, right? In that latest episode where he's dressed as Frankenstein, I genuinely thought it was our friend Chris. Just by the way he's standing in that and like the way his voice is. I was
As
like,
well,
"It's fucking
obviously,
Chris."
so far, obviously, in episode 5, there's the whole scene where Agnes is like, "Oh, do you want me to do that again? Do you want me to go for another take?" But then, in this episode, it's not Hank, is it? It's not called Hank, is he?
Is
It's not called Hank.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I think he is.
I'm gonna have a look.
I think he is called
Anyway,
Hank.
but while dressed as Frankenstein, he goes, "Oh, what do you want me to change something?" No one seems to have said this, but he's like, "Oh, do you want me to change something?" Where is he? Herb. He's called Herb.
Oh yeah, the Herb,
Oh,
not
Herb,
Hank.
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, where's Vision?" Because he tells Wanda that he's gone off to do his neighborhood watch stuff for Halloween, and Herb's obviously dressed as Frankenstein with the earpiece in. At first, I thought he was talking to somebody else, like maybe talking to the outside as an inside agent, but obviously that wasn't true. So he says, or she says to him, "Oh, where's Vision?" He's like, "Oh, I've not seen him. He's not on duty today." And she obviously looks a bit confused. And Herb's like, "Oh, do you want me to change something? Is there anything you want me to change?" And then that kind of gets distracted by Quicksilver and the kids taking all the candy and silly string and smashing all the pumpkins. But that, to me, strikes me as if maybe Agnes isn't the only one that can control things or is in on it.
Yeah.
Herb say that.
Maybe like the neighborhood watch people, maybe they're all in it, apart from that guy who Vision snaps out of.
Yeah. No, I think it's just select ones. I don't think they're all in it.
Yeah.
As you see, obviously, children are in this episode. There hasn't been any children in any other episode apart from the two twins. During episode 5. But the further out as Vision starts to explore, obviously people stood still, not moving.
Yeah.
That's almost as if
Has she got full control?
Yeah, it's almost as if there's that many people now because of the kids. She can only control a small amount. But when she extends the hex at the end, she obviously takes in a lot of sword agents, and they can move. They can move. So with this extra push of our Vision's dying, has she got a bit more power through anger and not wanting Vision to die? Maybe.
Yeah,
possibly.
You've also got the sword agent. Speaking of them, you find out stuff that they're up to. Looks like they've been experimenting on Vision, either use them as a weapon or
Darcy
something.
finds out some some
Project
data and
Contact,
emails
wasn't
it to Jimmy
Jimmy Woo.
Woo, and
And
before
obviously
she
they don't
obviously
rush
gets
to help him when Vision tries to leave and he's falling to bits. They sort of just let him.
almost like they want him to die.
Yeah.
But I mean, it looks like they've either been experimenting on him or wanting to try and use him as a weapon or something. And what's going on there? That's
I don't think no. Well, he was made of vibranium, so no, maybe trying to get the vibranium from him.
Yeah, I mean,
I think they're gonna. It's going to end up being. I mean, I don't know if it's like obvious or not, but I mean, I think it's going to be that this all started because Scarlet Witch found out that they were meddling with his body, basically, and she was like, "I'm not having this."
Yeah.
Took him away. The adverts, that's something to raise a question for. The advert in the last episode was very creepy.
oh yeah, it
What
was
was
weird,
it?
wasn't it? It
What was the
It was a
advert?
weird one. It
It
was the
was-
like animated yogurt, your magic yogurt.
Oh yeah, that was fucking weird. That.
Yeah, so somebody said in a video I watched on YouTube that the island could represent the prison that she's in Civil War. Again, if that's true, putting it in chronological order with the rest of the advert.
Oh yeah.
And something, because it's like your magic. He's trying to open your magic and he dies while trying to open your magic. So it's like your magic killed him. So maybe it's something towards magic killing somebody.
Yeah.
But yeah, I couldn't get much out of that advert.
The best thing I saw on it, because I've seen a few different things on it, because like no one seems to be quite clear on it. The best thing I saw was in the comments of the video, and it said that they think, what did they say? They said something like that your magic represents the grief that like Wanda feels over Vision, and that the fact that like her magic isn't going to bring him back from the dead or something. Oh, I'm trying to remember it. So let me know what that is.
I kind of get where you're coming from, so I suppose kind of fits.
Let me try and I'll try and find the thing while you're talking. The exact comment.
I'm just having a look on IMDb to see if Aaron Taylor Johnson's on the casting, because he was on Wikipedia.
Yeah, but that's Wikipedia. Like,
Well, IMDb's the same.
yeah, but I trust IMDb. I don't trust Wikipedia.
But yeah, the Agnes thing. Just to go back to that briefly, a lot of things I've seen people thinking that she is she was faking it when she was seeing Vision.
Yeah.
And it could just be a bit of a red herring to try and take us, the audience, off the fact that and Vision, yeah, the fact that she's a bit sus.
So I have a bit of a theory. Like, it's a stretch. Don't get me wrong. But what if, obviously, in House of M, which is what this is loosely based off, she says no more mutants and all the mutants evaporate. So I was thinking, there's no mutants in this. So maybe this is how they bring mutants into this. There is the scene where Speed, the kid, I can't remember his actual character name, runs off and comes back. It's like, oh, you've got the old Maximoff gene. Obviously, mutants have genes. The mutant gene.
Also have shots as well.
Yeah. Fun fact, Simon. Quicksilver in this is wearing jean shorts.
No way.
So I have a little theory. Right? At the end of this episode, she gets really angry and extends the hex a little bit. What if, by the end of the show, the season finale, Vision dies again for good, and in all of her anger, she extends the hex so much that it takes over the world, and that's how mutants are brought in.
It could be, because just also pointing out on that fact, something that you didn't mention, Fish, I actually thought when you said that theory you were gonna mention, is when I've forgotten her name again. When Monica Rambeau has got scanned, Darcy points out that that her body's been changed on a cellular and molecular level. Going through the hex twice as well.
Yeah.
Which could suggest, obviously, if things are changing on a cellular level, maybe people will get powers.
Yeah, so even if my theory is only half true and she, like, the hex explodes and it sends a shockwave around the world,
Tom, pay attention.
molecularly adjusting people's genes.
I do quite like that theory. I think that theory is very likely to happen. The only thing that could be a bit hard to explain on that then is what about historically, like for example, their dad's Magneto. So how would that happen for her dad?
Yeah.
Although I guess you could say that maybe the splinter goes through time.
Or you could say that the dad that she has, because obviously there's a bit, isn't there, where she the director of Sword tells people Jimmy, tells everyone who her mother and father is. Might not be her actual real life father.
Yeah.
It'd be like a whole Jeremy Kyle situation. So what if Magneto turns up after the end of this in the future, or just at the end, and he's like, "No, I'm your father, really." We don't know. Or my theory could be completely false.
I think there's a good chance.
To be honest, like the Wandavison series at the moment has been like unpredictable. We've not known what's going to happen. Where other series, you've sort of like you could sort of guess what was going to happen.
Yeah, like Mandalorian.
With this, it's like
he's going to go there and do this.
Yeah, but with this, it's like what is going to happen next week?
Yeah.
I cannot believe this has happened. Like you wouldn't expect things that have happened to happen.
We've still got a Luke Skywalker-esque level of cameo to come. A lot of people are saying Reed Richards, but obviously pointed out in the news earlier in the show that it's probably not going to happen.
Yeah.
So
who would you want the cameo to be though?
Good old Patrick Stewart. Professor Xavier.
No.
Yes.
He's dead in the X-Men.
My mind would be blown.
He's dead.
Logan is a separate timeline, so he's not dead.
I think I found a comment, by the way, about the advert. I thought it was quite good.
Oh, yeah.
It's not as good when I read it this time, but
I'm sure he died in the X-Men universe.
He did, but then come back in X-Men 3. Shut up.
Yeah, this channel called Bad Wolf Media put in a comment. They put the commercials have all been indicators of Wanda's trauma, with Stark being the missile that killed her parents, Strucker who took the twins in, Hydra who experimented on them, and Lagos where her actions led to the Scovey records. This one is survivor's guilt. Her magic, your magic, led her to survive when both Quicksilver and Vision were killed. Her magic isn't able to bring them back, as your magic wasn't able to save the kid on the island. There's nothing more substantial, I think, to this commercial. It's Wanda's survivor guilt made manifest, which might not be true, but I thought it was quite a good.
Yeah, well, I did send a message the other day about how they're all what all the commercials were and that they're all in chronological order. But yeah, I didn't think of that. That's a good one. That
because it is the weirdest advert, like some way, I think.
Yeah, very 90s.
Well, wasn't it you that mentioned in the chat about the adverts about like the toaster and whatnot?
Yeah, it's all linked to like Hydra and stuff like that and whatnot.
But it was me, Simon, that said they're all in order, and they're all, from.
Yeah, I know. I remember someone putting a big, massive paragraph in.
Well, I said, and then you asked Tom if it was him.
Well, I thought it was Tom.
What other?
Me, and then you said, Tom, was it you?
All right, stop crying about it.
Okay, guns.
There's still a lot to wrap up, and there's now only 3 episodes.
It's not even Christmas yet.
Yeah. Well, my girlfriend sent me a because we were having a discussion that it's quite late on, and the big bad guy isn't yet been revealed, and I was like, oh, it might be a bit of a problem that, but then she sent me a TikTok, and then this TikTok was like, the director said we're getting 6 hours, and so far we've had this many minutes. There's still 145 minutes left, and there's still only 3 episodes. But then also, I watched Mr. Sunday Movies, and I watched one of his videos, and apparently there's someone who's credited for an extra episode. So there might be a secret special.
I saw that as well. So, they said that it could just be like a weird error where they put the wrong amount of episodes, but this character is credited from like episode 6 or 7 to episode 10.
Yeah.
I mean, it could just be obviously someone's just mistyped or something, but some people are saying there's a secret 10th episode, because also the other thing that backs up the idea that there might be a secret 10th episode is there's a week gap between the end of WandaVision and the start of Falcon and Winter Soldier. So obviously an episode in between there would fill that quite nicely. But it's probably more likely to be an
So who's being credited for
It was
that?
just like some. I think it was just like some random
We've not
sword
seen
agent
it yet,
or
though,
something.
have we? We've
don't know.
not seen the character, whoever.
No,
it
it's for like the last few episodes, isn't it? But I've also heard that maybe the last episode of WandaVision is going to be more like a movie length,
yeah,
obviously to
some
make up for the
really short first 3-4 episodes.
Yeah.
which was quite cool. To have a movie
How
length
long do you
now.
reckon the next episode's going to be?
Well, if Mook's right, I reckon they'll both be 40 minutes, and the last one will be like an hour, right?
Yeah, that'll be good. That as long as they don't fill the last 20 minutes in fucking trailers again, or 10 minutes, because that's just ridiculous.
Yeah, it's long the end, isn't it?
I couldn't believe how short the first episode was. It was like 20 minutes.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
very short, like.
I've lost bloody. Where is he? Evan Peters is credited for 3 episodes. So
He's already been in 2 then.
he's already been in
if you
2,
count
hasn't he? Unless the little bit at the end of the episode 5 doesn't count.
that.
Episode 7. Oh no, he's only credited for 1 more episode. On this very special episode, which is the one where it kind of cuts between the first one where it cuts between them both. All new Halloween Spooktacular, and then episode 7. So maybe
Yeah, right.
something big's gonna happen next episode. Then I think if he's not in it no more,
That's
maybe
pretty good, yeah.
maybe he warps into Aaron Taylor Johnson, or he becomes Mephisto, as everyone keeps thinking he's Mephisto.
Or maybe he gets wiped out in some way.
Yeah. So our question to you guys was obviously, what do you think of this? What do you think is going to happen? Are you liking the show so far?
What do you think is going to happen next in the next episode?
Oh, I've gone out of focus.
Oh, I mean,
There we go.
they're focusing on the big Gundam man
Yeah. Fights in
space with big swords.
and guns.
Yes,
What do you think of the effect I did?
very nice.
Anyway,
Pretty good, that.
I hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you have, please remember to smack the like button and subscribe on YouTube. Do whatever it is that you do on Spotify, Amazon, iTunes, and Stitcher and all that. And follow us on Instagram at the Hold My Cape Pod. I said earlier, you can follow me on Instagram at If Toys Talk, and on TikTok the same. And I'm on Twitch at the Very Big Fish. Mook.
Yeah. Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram,
Put you on.
Liam_Mook.
And YouTube.
Comments, guys. Help people out. Help the algorithm out.
Yeah. You can find Tom on Twitch at the Apex Gecko. He's not paying much attention at the moment, so I'll just say it for him.
Yeah,
No,
fucking hell, you've been very away from the podcast tonight.
Better than last week.
Yeah,
But week before last, sorry. Better than. And you can find Simon.
you can find me on
isn't really
Twitch,
anywhere on
Twitch,
social media,
Twitter,
or
and YouTube. Cyborg329. Please give me a follow and subscribe, please. Thank you.
and yeah, we'll see you next time. Bye bye.
bye, everybody.
Hold my cape.